Am I the a-hole for not putting money to pay for a coworker I dislike's birthday present? So there's a guy I'll call K at work that I really dislike. I should clarify, I run an IT help desk and I'm extremely protective of my people. This guy's not in the IT department but works on the same floor as us. He's also a bully, but the kind who thinks being sarcastic isn't bullying. For example, one of my team members had to do a presentation on some new security features, and Kay kept interrupting and snorting as if my guy didn't know what he was doing. Ugh, I can't stand people like that. After the third time, I turned to Kay and said since it seemed he knew more about the software than my guy, then maybe he should take over the presentation. He backed down and was quiet after. I remember my team lead, who'd sat in on the meeting, kind of resignedly shook his head, and I shrugged and let my guy continue. Another one of my guys went to check Kay's computer and I could hear Kay raising his voice at him. I went to his office and without knocking, walked in and asked what seems to be the problem. It turns out, in trying to help Kay, my guy accidentally deleted an important document Kay had been working on for quite some time. I stood silently, staring at Kay for a few seconds, and I know it made him feel uncomfortable. My friends and students always tell me I have a policeman stare when I'm not in the mood for nonsense. I then took over, found the temp copy, and restored the document. Are we not like backing up our shit? This is why I use Google Docs. I use my Google Docs because you can restore those things. When leaving, I turned and smiled at him and said, "See how easy that was?" And no shouting. Ooh, that's so passive aggressive. He got the message because he never did it again. I should mention I don't create tension with Kay and I'm always very polite and professional to him when he needs something. I'm just not his water cooler buddy and I have no wish to be. One of the girls on my team told me Kay's birthday was coming up and if I wanted to contribute to the pot to get him a gift. I said no. When she asked why, I bowed my head and lifted my eyebrows and stared at her like, really? It was like this. She laughed and said the team figured I wouldn't, as they know I don't like Kay, but sent her to ask anyway. I remember you said you all obviously have too much time on your hands. She laughed and left. Later, she brought a birthday card and asked me to sign it. I did. Okay, that's good. Later, my team lead found out and told me it wouldn't have hurt to just put $5 toward the gift. I told him I'm sorry, but I'm not that person who smiles at people they dislike and reward them. He shook his head and I remember he said, "You have to learn to play the game, T." I really dislike this office tradition of employees using the money they work really hard to earn toward a present for an employee, especially in big workplaces where it's there's hundreds of people. I'm just supposed to take a paycheck that I earn and put it toward the birthday present of someone that's I only know because they're my coworker. I think I play the game very well because I started on a phone answering help calls and now run the help desk. And I have a great relationship with everyone, including the CEO, who insists I call him by his first name and I always answer him, "Will do, Mr. XXX," and he always laughs. Everyone except Kay. My problem is I just can't find it in me to reward bullies and terrible people and just stand by and do nothing and smile as if nothing's wrong. Am I wrong? No, I don't think you are, only because I really don't like this office tradition. I find it really dumb. You can have friends at work who maybe get you a cake or something. You know, if it's toward a pizza party where everybody gets pizza, then I guess that kind of makes sense because you'd be spending that money on lunch anyway, maybe. I mean, unless you make your own lunch. I don't love this okay, we pay you probably and now you need to take the money that you make that's barely enough to cover your bills and put it toward a coworker that you don't like, nor would know, nor would choose to have a relationship outside of work. I think that you signing the card, maybe writing something nice in the card could have been good. And you did that, so that's great. I don't love the gift thing. As expected, people in the comments are like, absolutely not, fuck that guy. Not the a-hole, continue shutting down Kay every time he acts like a bully. If people think you should be professional to everyone, no matter the consequences, they're part of the reason workplaces become toxic. People like Kay need to learn that they're the problem and they're the ones that need to change how they treat people. Not the a-hole, it is totally possible to be cordial and polite while disliking someone, and it sounds like you are, OP. To the people saying it's unprofessional to dislike someone so much that everybody knows about it in a workplace, if OP's team sees him deal with issues caused by Kay repeatedly, including defending them from him, it's important impossible for them to remain ignorant of OP's true feelings. Yeah, true. I actually really identify with OP because like I am one of those people that like, I don't know, when I have a job, I tend to be like pretty dedicated to that job. Obviously everybody f***ed up at work and everybody kind of like dilly-dallies maybe, but like I don't really have respect for people who f*** around, you know? So people are like, why did you even sign the card? I wouldn't have signed the card. By signing, you did the same as said you put in for the gift even though you didn't. I don't know if I agree with that. I think the bare minimum is to sign a card. I was never really a card person, okay? Like my family and I just get like little gifts for each other, but like since I've been with Mike, he is like adamant. Anytime that there's a birthday, anytime that there's like any sort of celebration or a milestone or whatever, I think cards go a really, really long way. Like I'm a big words of affirmations person. So like I love getting cards as well. I think as a bare minimum for like any sort of special occasion, it doesn't cost anything to sign a card. I fully support you signing the card as like a middle ground. Not the a-hole, the guy's a jerk. Also though, money contributions shouldn't be expected at work. And I think your coworker is the a-hole for making you feel shitty about not contributing. And this is coming from someone who organizes a ton of office birthday parties. I asked my team members if they would like to contribute, but never expect anyone to. I personally think that like office celebrations and food and pizza and stuff should be a company expense. I don't think that it should be something that the employees spend their hard-earned money on. So OP added, she wasn't being the a-hole. We're pretty open in the department and I always want my team to be able to tell me the truth. I've worked in places where people were so afraid to speak up and a lot of crap happened that shouldn't have. Like servers going down because someone saw a situation and was unwilling to speak up because they were worried they would get blamed. Even though they had nothing to do with it, it's insane how toxic some IT upper managers can be. Also, I'm tough but very fair and we're able to work cordially with each other and understand our different ways. That doesn't mean I tolerate any adverse comments or behavior. It's one thing to make a joke, it's another to cross the line. So I'm gonna go with not the a-hole, but maybe I'm biased. I don't know. I've never worked in like a corporate environment where this kind of thing is maybe expected. I do run a company though. And like, if I take my like employee out for lunch or like, let's say they like hit a milestone at work or something, I don't like go and contact everyone at the company and be like, hey, can I have $5? That's like, no, like I'm taking you out for lunch. That's it. But that's just the way I do things. Not the a-hole.